what your before relationship life looks like. Don't let anybody shame you because of what precedes you coming into a relationship with Jesus Christ. In fact, instead of letting it tear you down, make your before relationship life a point of reference in strength and not a point of place of embarrassment and shame. Because I'm telling the truth. It's one of the reasons some arrogant Christians, I just don't want to be bothered with them. See, I don't like to be bothered with those kind of, because they seem to forget where they come from. They seem to forget that there is a record. And I don't want to know what's on your record. And I sure don't want you to know what's on my record. But there is a record. And don't come to Christ and then forget about where he brought you from. Because I'm glad that he has a place where he has brought us from. Anybody glad about it? And see, that place is a point of reference to testify what God has brought you over and what God has brought you through. See, the inference is for him to walk with God, Enoch had to have relationship with God. And relationship with God implies that Enoch had fellowship with God. And when you dive over into the New Testament, you look at fellowship under the word koinonia. And koinonia, or fellowship with God, is a tight-knit kinship with God that is produced based on a grounded relationship where the believer willingly releases the reins of their life and turns them over to God and allows God to control, govern, and direct somebody say every facet of their life. Is God controlling every facet of your life? God would favor me the way he favored Enoch. And see, because when you walk faithfully with God, you have a life that is favored by God. So let me tell you what it means to be favored by God. It means to be privileged and divinely preferred by God, not based on human qualifications, but based on your relationship and your walk with God. Ooh, Lord. And I don't know about nobody else. I can about get to shouting right now because of God's favor. See, favor is you getting a promotion on the job that you knew there were two people there that deserved the promotion far more than you. They'd worked longer than you. They had qualifications that you didn't have, but God put his super on your natural and his favor overtook. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Favor is when you don't have the credit score to get the house you've been praying for, but you have enough faith to go on to the mortgage lender and tell him what's going on, and God breathes on your natural and you end up getting the house that you really didn't deserve. Favor is you praying and covering your children as they go before, trying to find their way through this life, and opportunities seem to blindside them. That's favor. And how many folks have experienced the favor of God? I heard a lady say one day they were about to take her house. She was 6 months in the arrears, and all she had was prayer and faith. She said she prayed and she prayed. She prayed all night long. She went and anointed herself before she went to talk to the bank people. She went in there just saying, God, whatever you got, it's going to be all right. Somehow, some way, some person that was looking for a philanthropic opportunity heard about this woman who was 6 months behind on her mortgage payment and had already paid her up for an entire year. She went praying one way, but God had already favored her in another way, because God can do what no other power can do. Is there anybody who knows what I'm talking about?
Worthy of